What's the real vibe of your closet? Is it lifting you up or quietly bringing you down? As a woman in my 60s, I've discovered it's more powerful than I thought. You might just think it's clothes, bags, or shoes, but the energy in your closet might be quietly shaping your day, your mindset, and even your life. But let's be clear, this isn't about fancy and expensive things, and we're not going full woo woo in this conversation. I'm just gently exploring the surprising connection between what's hanging in my closet and how abundance or scarcity shows up for me. This definitely goes deeper than last week's clean out and declutter, so join me as I look at my beliefs hidden behind the faded tees, worn jeans, and the holy socks. There's more here than meets the hanger. I'm the Forest Fairy. Welcome to my corner of the woods where I'm rebuilding, revamping, redesigning a magical life and hopefully inspire you to gather your own fairy dust. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous week. Winter has set in, but a recent beach visit on a rare sunny day with a close friend led to an honest and raw conversation. We explored the narratives we keep repeating, the beliefs we have, and how we set ourselves up for abundance or scarcity. And this idea of abundance or scarcity has been mulling in my head all week. I almost dare not say this aloud, and I'll reframe it positively. But I recently felt that abundance has been passing me by, and through no fault of hers, she's always there waiting to bless me. It's the classic, it's not you, it's me. And so I became determined to delve into the various ways that it was me and how I could make my life inviting again. And while I'm in the closet, so to speak, I thought it was a good place to start. I'll link last week's cleanup somewhere here. The question I ask myself is, does my closet radiate abundance, confidence, vitality, or does it whisper scarcity, indifference, boredom? Maybe your closet has been telling you something too. Let me know in the comments below. And I'm noticing that this might be just the start of a little series because I'm beginning to see how many areas in my life could really use an abundance reset. We often think clothes just cover our bodies, but they quietly, and sometimes not so quietly, carry our vibe, our essence, our level of energy too. And I realized my closet was radiating more exhaustion than elegance. Comfort has always been my priority where clothes are concerned, and you'll very rarely find me in button-up shirts and linen shifts. However, I realized to my horror when cleaning out my closet last week that many of my comfortable and go-to items date pre-COVID lockdown, and the flood had ruined more than I thought. It had just become unnecessary to buy new bits and pieces. What with my new lifestyle of working from home and living in a small village? Big mistake, as much of my small but not capsule collection is now tired and faded. And if I see myself as a vibrant, interesting, and energetic woman, I'll need to adapt to my new mantra of comfort with class and inject some energy and classy comfort into my closet. Because what does it say about me if I spend most of my life in comfortable, but let's be honest, horrible clothing, even if I'm at home and on my own? You know, that tracksuit pants with the bum bags hanging behind your knees and the hoodie that has stains from who knows when, and the jersey that I brought in Nepal in its cashmere that has really given up under the arms. Of course, we all need that small pile of clothing that we can wear when painting, renovating, or gardening. But the operative word here is small. Now, our inner divas may differ, and maybe yours needs silken sunglasses, or loves the mob wife style, or prefers the preppy and active wear look. Mine is all about simplicity and comfort. But the point is, whatever our style and whatever we love wearing, it should be in a reasonably good condition. It doesn't have to be expensive or top quality, just neat, tidy, and presentable. Because how we look, present ourselves, show up should be a reflection of our inner selves. We need to play matchy-matchy with our inner divas. Can you imagine how confused she must be when she's feeling vibrant, inspiring, and ready to conquer, but I show up in sagging leggings and a shapeless old top? What message am I sending her? Additionally, what message am I sending others if they happen to pop in for a cup of tea? And again, this is not about getting dressed up, but you can if that's your diva. Honestly, it was a bit of a wake-up call for me. It's about self-respect and self-love and the messages we unconsciously send ourselves. Are your outfits quietly teaching you to expect less or saying that you don't matter enough today? How we treat and care our clothes matters. So, from polished shoes to padded hangers, I try to show my respect. Many years ago, I read an article in which a very put together successful woman said that as you rise in the ranks, the better you begin dressing, the better your quality of clothes, and the more you'll be spending your Sundays caring for them. I can't remember who she was, but her words always stuck with me. But of course, you don't have to wait to rise in the ranks to begin dressing well. That statement, together with being married to a man who cared about his clothes and who always polished our shoes on Sundays, made me very aware of caring for my clothes and accessories. It gives me a warm feeling of pride when I see that my son also cares for his clothes in the same way and can often be seen polishing his shoes and washing his sneakers. By the way, he doesn't even own a tracksuit and prefers image over comfort. So the hems of new pants and dresses get adjusted, being only 5 foot. This is necessary. My jerseys get depiled when necessary and my bags and shoes polished, all but not every Sunday. And my favorite clothing care hack are my very old-fashioned padded hangers. No wire or plastic or even wooden hangers for me. I know these take up more space, but I don't have so much to hang and prefer their soft, rounded shape for my clothes. I don't have a large amount of clothes in any case, but it's not as little as the capsule wardrobe method. I've tried that and I didn't enjoy it, but neither do I like the idea of having lots of clothes. The decision making would be too much for me. Although, having said that, a large amount and lots are very relative terms depending on where in the world you live, your lifestyle, and your economic situation. Abundance lands differently in each case, I feel, much like the bowls of porridge in the fairy tale of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Let me explain, and please remember this is only my opinion, so you're welcome to disagree. When you have a capsule wardrobe of, say, 30 pieces and your cupboard is echoingly empty, it somehow signals scarcity, as do tired and worn clothes. And let me tell you, after wearing my capsule wardrobe for several months, the clothes did become tired and worn quite quickly. On the other end of the scale, if you've a cupboard that's jam-packed with clothes, most of which you never wear, it signals that you already have abundance, so it bypasses you. The perfect bowl of porridge, I mean closet, to attract abundance then is neither too empty nor too full. There's breathing space and order, yet place for something new, something fresh. But sometimes it's just about hanging onto our old identities, like I'm hanging onto some of my kitten heels, which I adored when I was working in the office. I don't miss the stress, anxiety, or fast pace of these offices. But I sometimes miss the woman who knew what she was doing, who was confident, and who contributed positively to teams and projects. Or like the pieces of evening wear that I clung to for so long. Do I miss those times where I could dress up and feel sexy and beautiful? I have donated the majority and a stack of my mom's beautiful costume jewelry to a local organization that assists young adults with items for their school farewell functions, or proms as they're known in the US. I have admittedly kept about 2 pieces because it's not always an everything or nothing case. Our closets don't just hold clothes, they hold beliefs, and sometimes they whisper fears we've dressed in fabric. Fear of lack, not being enough, and not being ready yet. I've been seriously guilty of holding on just in case I can't find a similar one, or no one sees me wearing it anyway, or the kids need shoes, not me. Always batting away why I shouldn't and couldn't let go of a piece of clothing or a bag or a pair of shoes, no matter how old and tired they were, and why I can't buy another one. I know this is actually holding on to lack, fearing that I won't have if I let go, I won't be able to replace. And I almost feel as if fear is a generational one, not only my own, and something I really need to work on. Because I do believe that I live in an abundant universe and that abundance works both ways. And my closet is just one part of my life where I can practice the principle of abundance. I give abundantly, I make space, and I receive abundantly, and so it flows. Another abundance stopper is hoarding, not because you're afraid you can't replace, but for later, for when you're slimmer, for that special occasion. And the later message to both yourself and the universe is that you're not ready for it today. You're still not good enough, slim enough, deserving enough, but maybe one day. My inner diva always dressed up for outings in the city. It's firstly a sign of respect to yourself and secondly to your host, even if you live in a village. So now I wear the dress, even if the eyes widen ever so slightly. And again, I'm not talking wildly over the top, just noticeably better, nicer, and more me. But as to the clothes that I have for when I lose the weight, well, it's a small pile, but I know I need to address that to ensure abundance gets the right message. I would hate her to pass me by because of a small heap that I hardly ever touch. And so it's clear abundance starts with a hanger. It's by no means the only place, but it's a good place to get it flowing in my life again. Whether it's just getting an abundance of confidence back, or space for abundance to move into my closet again, or an abundance of blessings in my life. The cleaning out of my closet and a bit of deep cleaning and thinking was necessary. And so there you have it. 2 weeks later, I have a clean and organized closet, more clarity on how to approach my life, and a welcome shift in my soul. What vibe is your closet and clothes giving off? And how, if any, do you think it impacts your everyday life? Does it laugh abundance or whisper scarcity? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this. If you enjoyed this conversation, you may just like last week's, the closet clean out and declutter, resetting my space and mind after 60, which got this ball rolling. Wishing you a week filled with clothes and accessories that make your inner diva smile. And of course, sprinklings of fairy dust. Until next time, goodbye.